Hello, everybody. Welcome to Winners League Season 2. As we continue into this week, we have a pretty awesome set of matches coming up. I am, of course, Strong Legs. Joined with me is Mike Winnick, always winning in Winners League. How you doing, my man?
Doing all right, Roy. I'm really excited for some of the games we got coming up. In particular, I'm excited for this first one.
Yes,
We got
ATK.
ATK, yeah,
Yeah,
back
versus
in North
Variance.
America.
Yeah, absolutely. They're back. They have a new title. Apparently, it's a Cape Town org as well. So, kind of representing their own hometown, a little bit of a local branding. I like it. I dig it. Versus, of course, Variance. Now, we've seen these guys compete. They looked pretty good last night. And they're looking to kind of take on, a little bit of a higher caliber team this time around. So I'd imagine this game will be a little bit more challenging for the Variance squad. Now, of course, the second match coming up for us tonight will be New Identity. That is the Connor, Seb, and Co. versus High Octane, a team that we have not yet it's kind of like the uncharted territory in here, right? They're kind of an advanced team. I think we're getting ready to go as well. So let's just jump into the server. And of course, the final match of the evening for us will be Dogs of War versus Ave Victus. Both of these teams should be a 50-50, I imagine, for that last map. But let the games begin.
This, obviously ATK. It's just going to be a tough challenge for Variants to come up against them, especially with ATK starting on that CT side. This is going to be where they're comfortable, and it's cool to see them come back in. They've been in South Africa for a while, meeting with the new brand, doing some appearances at the ATK arena itself. So it's going to be exciting to see what kind of form they're in. Obviously, they've been traveling together. That chem's got to be there. You got to imagine they're practicing in boot camp and getting ready for everything. And now that they're back in North America, it's going to be Fady to take first contact. But JT actually from range finds first blood. And that's going to be a trade affected by the tease. They will secure themselves a bomb plant, but I don't think they realize there's still a player in upper. It's Domster who peeks out, gets two, denies that plant as well, and really sends the plans for Variance just helter-skelter, all just Fang to try and find a little bit. But by the time he gets around that flank, they've already gotten ready for him.
Yeah, that was clean. Just give me 2 seconds. We're going to go to a quick technical break right here. We seem to be having some issues with the sound for some reason. It's not really popping up. So we're going to go ahead and fix that real quick. And we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Good.
I can feel it somewhere inside, haunting like a drug I keep on wanting. There's a love that fits so perfect it's hard to believe. There's a reason I can feel my heart stop beating, and the air gets tough just breathing. I'm alone but I'm still feeling like someone's with me. It's strange, I know, but I feel like you're here with me, like chasing ghosts. I know you're out there. Time is unfair, 'cause I know you're out there somewhere, patient, waiting unaware, feeling like your grip might slip too soon, but I'm running, chasing speed.
Yep.
Gunning. I'll be right.
Can you hear me?
All of a sudden, I feel your heartbeat lead me straight to you.
Welcome back. Sorry about that, guys. We have missed a little bit of action. ATK seem to have dropped the ball here in the first gun round, with Variance now tying things up at 2-2. All right, ATK.
Yeah, that was a couple big performances. That last round was a 4K from KMZ, but the whole team really came alive in that third round, and now it's looking like anybody's game. And really, ATK on the back foot. They've just got USPs in this round. This should be just about a wash, barring chaos. But considering how important it is to stack rounds on that CT side of the train, this is very much an explosive situation for Variance. There's going to be wrecking players on site, but 4-pack only finds one before being traded. Spammer now tapped down as well. This is all falling apart. This is getting chaotic. That bomb is still not planted. Will lead the transition, and Fade's so close, they just don't expect it. That's a rifle now retrieved and damage done onto another. This is so much chaos. Still no armor for ATK. Means it should be recoverable for the Variance side, but now it's come down to a 1v1. How on earth have we gotten here, Roy?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like ATK, they're really looking really sharp right now. They haven't missed a single bullet with that USP, but it seems like Nesca's not really liking the way B feels, so he's going to go ahead and head back down towards the A site and kind of reset the scenario. He doesn't really have much health, so this is actually a smart decision by him. Use that utility to try to, deny Domster the ability to get on that site safely, allow himself to reposition, and kind of reset for that 1v1.
All gonna come down to the end. Surprise. Domster's now spotted, but he finds the tag. That's so much damage done. He's got no kit, so he's gonna have to force this issue, and with just a USP, that's going to be challenging. If Nesca gets the single bit of aim punch, this will be devastating. I think that Molly's out maybe a little bit too early, but he may just have been able to do it. Nesca's gonna hop back up. It's just toying with him for time. Now Domster has to hop on it. Nesca playing this patiently and effectively. Domster's just trying to do the damage here, and he'll do exactly that. No time to get the defuse. He's going to get the AK and get out of there, but still, that's about the most successful lost eco round you could possibly have. How did that fall apart for Variance?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of went for the Hail Mary towards the B site, right? When you kind of run a certain strategy like that, you're kind of like praying that there's no stack on the other side. You're praying that the other team is not so well set up for it. But I mean, unluckily for Variance this time around, ATK was fully set up for that B hit and just kind of taking the long range engagements with the USPs. So we found ourselves in that mess. Luckily for Variance, Nesca was able to at least clutch the round out, although it was a lot more costly than they would have liked. But Sonic opens up the round for ATK, so off to a great start, even though they don't have much to work with. I mean, yeah, they have the weapons, but look how limited their utility is, and they have one kit available on Domster. That's it.
That's a great trade as well. An equalizer. Black Poison just gets a little bit too aggressive, and he's punished for it. This is going to be a very dangerous round for ATK. They were handed a lifeline here in terms of the amount of damage that they did out on the Variance. But the problem is the previous round was relatively clean for the Variance side, so they can withstand the blow. Now it seems like they're turning their focus once again towards B, at the very least thinking of it. And it's going to be up to Domster, the man who did crazy damage in the last round, and close out that last kill, to see if he can hold up to their onslaught.
Variance Gaming going for the execute towards the B site now. Smokes, flashes, Molotovs all raining in, but JT all the way from back, not really able to get much going. He gets overwhelmed by Fang and 4-pack, but it's still, Domster's kind of the contingency plan. He's being baited away from him, and he's already found 2 kills, making this much more doable for his squad. But look at Fang, Mike.
I'm just looking for this. Sonic will actually find the kill, so he doesn't need to clear it out. It's all going to be on to 4-pack, who does have a Molotov up top, and there's no smoke available, so that Molly's going to come in, force them off of the bomb, and Domster does have a kit, so this should still be doable, but they'll need to clean up 4-pack on his first peek, and he's going to certainly do so. In just a moment, he finds Sonic, now should have Domster, and should be able to hold him off that bomb. Dom will win the engagement, and I think he still has time for this defuse. He does, yeah, indeed. So Domster, massive round, 3K in total, clutch defuse coming through. He's off to a hot start, even if the rest of the teams may be struggling out the gates. That's a
tough one.
A bit of a misplay by 4-pack.
Yeah, I do 100% agree with that. I mean, there was really no need for him to repeat. I think he was just trying to catch Domster off guard, maybe, but with so little time, I think the safer play would have just been to just kind of work around the bomb timer. Regardless, Variance Gaming, luckily for them, the bomb plants have been they've been helping them out. They're keeping their economy stable and afloat for now, so they will have weapons to contest ATK right here, who's kind of still in the struggle, although they have one. Whoa. Okay, as I say that, Black Poison gets knifed.
Oh, Fady. Fady, can't do that. Can't backstab your comrade. That's not good for the team chem. Although maybe they just need a little blood sacrifice. He's like, man, I haven't gotten any damage in a little while. Black Poison, help me out. Help a brother out.
Yeah, let's
This
see.
time it looks like the focus is towards A for Variance. We haven't really seen them hit this that much, but that tag up damage from the Domster may be enough to persuade them into an outer yard hit. That seems to be the move. Turtling up from the ATK side, they're anticipating this. The problem is they've given entirely, a ton of space out towards Old Bomb. If a smoke goes down here, the Ivy presence could slip all the way around and really make a nuisance of himself.
I'm very sad. They seem to be resorting to this kind of like this structured play, right? They're not. This is kind of like what I call an objectiveless default, right? They're not really accomplishing much here. They're just waiting out some of the utility from ATK. The only person really gaining information is KMZ, and he's jumping around. But there it is. The flashbangs are starting to come out now. The smokes are giving them a little bit more space. But Sonic is so quick. Finds an opening pick.
He nearly had the lineup. JT will swing from the ladder spot and stuck in a molly. He's still going to be able to convert a kill. Fady somehow staying alive, dancing around the firebox, converts 2 of his own, leaves it all to Nesca, who's a strong player but just can't get past that close range up from Sonic, who puts him into the ground. It's finally a round with 3 alive for ATK. They can start to build a little bit of reserve. Not clean, but certainly looking a lot better than it has been. And they're recovering from what was a very shaky start here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, luckily for ATK, as long as they make this round clean, up against just pistols, no armor except for Pack and Fang, who do have deagles, and of course these 2 players are very talented, so of course anything could happen with these pistols in hand, but I think this round is still heavily favoring ATK here. They're not really the type of team that drops these kind of rounds, you know?
Nice shot from Sonic. And nearly gets a chance for a second. Doesn't quite have it. They're shoulder checking him, but he is going to get his head ripped off by a deagle. Okay, 4-pack. I see you. So 1 and done in the Ivy spot with the big green gun is going to make this a little bit tougher for the rest of his squad. And if they can pick up that op and chuck it over to KMZ, we know how powerful he can be. But Black Poison finds the timing perfectly, and he'd like to find that gun for himself. Now it's going to duel off up close. Nazca is coming to support. And that's going to distract the focus. That's exactly what they wanted. KMZ finds the timing. That was very cleverly played. It'll be all he finds, though. He is silenced, and Nesca quickly follows him into the grave. That's a tricky play. Nesca literally just comes close enough that he distracts Black Poison's focus and lets KMZ take the angle.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Variance slow that down a little bit, right? With that op in play. I mean, they still had a minute left on the clock. There really wasn't much of a rush there for Variance. They could have just taken their time, worked the op, recycled it around, and, try to make something else work. But regardless, ATK able to win the round with 3 players alive. I think Variance is okay with that outcome. Their money is limited, so as long as they can close out one of these next few gun rounds, they might be able to reset ATK and get a few rounds in the bag. But look at the setup right now for ATK. Molotov is well placed. Domster's up close and personal, looking to receive, but only receives death instead. So Variance off to a good start here.
Sonic, never one to shy away from those close-up encounters. Is going to drop one and fade away. And there's another frag elsewhere on this server. And so Sonic may have done enough for his squad here. Fady in the support. Damage done across the board. It is KMZ, who we know can be that highlight reel player for his squad. But he's got a lot to do. Fortunately, time is right. He's going to catch out JT. JT just not expecting him to come from his left side. And now this gets chaotic. His position's now known, and there's a crossfire setup, so Sonic can grab him as soon as he comes out the ladder. KMZ, never a player to be patient, will be punished for it this round. So it looked like there was a glimmer of hope there for him for a moment, but it gets snuffed. And I saw Mala actually pointing out in chat, Sonic's on the op now. Black Poison was opping for them back before they joined this ATK roster and moved to South Africa, or were in South Africa for a little while. Now it seems like Sonic's the primary. Black Poison will be picking it up in this round as the double op comes out, but that's an interesting detail.
Yeah, I think we'll know that for sure on the T side, right? Like, it's not unusual to see the secondary pick up the op over the primary on the CT side. But we'll know for sure on the T side. Now, ATK, they found themselves the opening pick. Of course, this is just pistols and no armor for Variance, so they're still around heavily favoring ATK, but if they lose lives early, this round could crumble very, very quickly. And they have a single flash in the hands of Spammer, and that might be all that they... a little bit too soon there for Nesca. Flashbang goes out high. Domster could get overwhelmed, but able to find one before his death. So 4 versus 2.
Molly should deny the bomb plan here. Fang actually sticks in it and gets the bomb down, and that's all that they needed. Now it's just Spammer. You can't imagine he's going to find any more damage, and Fang knows exactly where he is, so the pre-fire will find it. Still, a bomb plant out of a round with minimal investment is not bad for Variance. The problem is, now, they've finally allowed the ATK economy to get healthy. They get the double up, they save the double up, you see 7,100 on Fady. They're starting to get that cash flow going. Train is such a demanding map on the economy of the CTs. It's important to be able to convert those eco rounds clean.
Yeah, definitely. Train is one of those, maps of luxury for the CT side. You kind of have to invest for everything. more than you'd like. But here we go. Let's see what Variance is up to. They seem to be kind of working within their structure now. I'd like them to be a little bit looser, but also play within restraints. I mean, they're not struggling to get opening frags, and 1-for-1 trades towards Ivy once again. Those are great finds early for Variance. They just need to convert these rounds. Now they're spreading the defense thin. They can have that solo player on towards B. That's Domster. He has really no rotate except for, of course, Black Poison inside of the Z connector. But still, if he falls early, that'll be a massive advantage for Variance. Uh-oh.
Domster. Ooh, this is so dangerous, and he's not expecting two, and he doesn't even get past the first. That's a big frag to find out. Now the B site should be wide open. I say should, but the AWP of Black Poison's already here, and the rotations are coming in hot and heavy. That's the bomb now dropped ramp. This makes this so much more challenging. Nesca can get down. There's enough a little bit of cover, but they're going to have to get Spammer out to try and find the plant. Now Spammer is the only remaining survivor for a squad. So the man's got 3 to find, and he's just going to withdraw back up into the halls. Problem is, ATK, as the smokes fade, should realize exactly what's happened, and they are rotating to receive him.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for him to get past this AWP. And Sonic, I very rarely see Sonic missing easy kills with the AWP. Truly, I'm not even just saying that to hype him up. Like, he's so consistent at just securing easy frags. It's actually insane.
I was talking about it last season when Black Poison was primary opping for them, and Black Poison is a perfectly capable and skilled opper. He's a pretty dynamic in his own right. But it's almost a shame just to see Sonic off of it when he does give it up. Because yes, he's a skilled rifler, but God, is he good on that op. So smooth. So he's got it back. You'll love to see it, and it's looking like now that that double op setup is here, and the odds as well, they are looking pretty solid on defense. Aggressive peek from Black Poison finds one. Sonic, not so successful, though, with his own aggressive peek. This is getting chaotic. Fady's up the ladder, and he's found out Nesca. Now that could be the bomb if he peeks around. He's not going to do so. That means KMZ and Spammer have to play together. Fortunately, KMZ fast enough around the corner to catch Fady before his smoke blooms. They've equalized the numbers. And this is looking like an opportunity here for Variance in round number 12.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention, they still have so much time left on that clock. They could just work this down. They don't need to commit to anything. But, of course, the longer they take, the more space Domster's gaining towards the B site. So the information will be there. But I think Black Poison is the first one to spot them towards the A site. And KMZ with an opportunity missed. He needed that one. They have to figure out where Domster's coming from. They know that he's the B anchor, but they have no idea what his routing is. But, oh, he's been spotted.
Black Poison up close, can't overwhelm Spammer, and now there's opportunity. It's all on Domster. Man had some heroic plays over on the B-bomb site, but this is less familiar territory. He's trying to force KMZ into the peak, and to be fair, usually KMZ is not one to shower away from an encounter, but he knows he has to play the time. He knows how important this round is. They are just going to hold for it. KMZ actually goes on high. Domster now has to stick, and that allowed the chance for the op to swing and find the frag. 4th round for Variance, 3 big kills for KMZ in the round, and they bring back what was a chaotic situation. I mean, remember, Fady went up the ladder, found the bomb, found a player, and still somehow got pushed back.
Yeah, that was crazy, honestly. And it was all really weird because it all started off with a missed Molotov and brown halls by Variance, which actually allowed Domster, I think it was Black Poison, one of the 2 players was kind of in the brown halls up there on the upper peak. They all started off that, then it just kind of like devolved into absolute chaos with Black Poison so quick on that op. KMZ, not even a chance to fight back. So, ATK with the man advantage.
They've got the op distracting focus that sets them up for the swing, but they're ready for it. Nesca, they've done this upper peak a couple too many times, and Variants have gotten wise to it. So that's a bomb plant guaranteed, and a challenging site to get back into for the CTs. And once again, that aggression is very much punished. Fang has picked up on op, and he's knocked down a little bit, but they're going to be chasing right through the smoke, and oh, Fady just in time spots the feet of Nesca, responds to it. They're bringing back this round, they're clawing it, but there's still mollies available. There's still utility available for this T hold, and it won't matter if there's no one still up to throw them. So bomb's going to be defused. Chaotic situation's recovered once again by ATK, and the reset will come in for Variance.
Yeah, it's crazy because ATK really isn't doing anything profound, right? They have normal rotates, they have normal retake strategies, they're just taking the duels, and they're winning them. They aren't really, like, doing anything crazy.
It actually feels in some of their setups like they're a little sloppy. Like, right. That aggression, I don't know, they've done it too many times. That B-hall pick, that it was just so anticipated. I don't know, I don't know whether it's that they're not taking their opponents seriously enough, because obviously that can happen. They don't have a lot of experience with a team like Variance. They've seen some of these names. Obviously, they battled through Advance themselves not too long ago. So they've dueled off against these players before, presumably.
Right.
But maybe they're underestimating them.
Yeah, I mean, my whole point was that Variance was pretty well set up for that post plan, all things considered. They had flashbangs to support that up forward player who never received any support, and he just kind of got picked off. And as soon as you lose that player Oil, right, or that player in Summit, you kind of like lose control of the retake. So I'm surprised to see like nothing coming out from Variance in terms of utility when they had so much in hand. Regardless, and there's chaos happening here, and it seems like all like 4 players want to battle for that ladder control, but ATK maintains it for now. Now Fady's up close and personal. He's kind of the pivot point for the A defense. He can help ladder if he needs to. He can help Ivy if he needs to. It seems like it'll be the double ladder hold coming out here for ATK.
There's the trade as well. Now they're expecting the swing from T-Con, and indeed it's coming, but Spammer's a little bit slow, and he's got to be careful not to be exposed to that. Oh! His hand sticking out is enough for Sonic to find, and now this all falls apart. KMZ is trying to find the verticality to get away, but that's just going to mean he gets plucked from on high, and it's a clean-ish round for ATK. They get double digits. They're ready to close out this half in style, and Variance, after a very promising start to this whole series, looking like they might be able to get 5 rounds. Which, T-side train, not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, not the worst thing in the world at all. Honestly, 5 rounds is pretty respectable, but they did lose pistol on top of that. Actually, no, but it's definitely a tough one here. If they go 11-4, I think it might be rough, especially if they lose pistol round. But if they secure this round at least, which is not looking good at all for them, as Fady and JT have both found one. Spammer able to find one in between, but the massive advantage here is maintained. And of course, Netska is pretty much forced to take that duel, but he will not be winning it. So 11-4. And look at the firepower right now for ATK. They're all over that double digit.
Yeah, that's that they really did just kind of go back onto individual form to some degree. The confidence was never checked that entire half. 11-4 is a nice way to end it up. So now Variance gotta start out on the right foot. They've gotta start on the right foot. They've got the full armor, no kit. Gonna get very messy if they come to a post plant. If we see that traditional play in towards B, and based on the utility, it's viable. Though they throw their smokes out towards the outer yard immediately, so presumably that's not gonna happen. But Fady's just gonna rip heads. First player towards ladder, first player dropped, and now the T's are trying to overwhelm this site, going for the burst fire. Black Poison just destroying players out towards Ivy, and they're all falling apart.
Yeah, and Variance is not being pushed into corners where they don't really have much maneuvering space either. But KMZ gets one, almost bringing down JT as well, and he knows where the other player is, so he actually has an opportunity here to steal this away from them, even though they have a man advantage. And it's going to be JT the first to fall, and it's now down to a 1 versus 1.
KMZ, such a skilled player in a one-on-one dumpster. Has to match up against him. KMZ looking for the 4K clutch. Now he's going to start to close distance, but Domster is ready for it. And as soon as he rounds into the angle, his crosshairs were on Domster's head, but it doesn't matter. Domster pulls first and wins out the duel. Big round. And the thing for Variance that I'm noticing is it feels like a lot of their round wins or even close rounds just come off of KMZ going ham, right? And that's not sustainable.
It's kind of always my argument about individual talent, right? Is you can only rely on it so much. Because at the end of the day, Counter-Strike is just a percentage game, right? You win some, you lose some. Doesn't always go your way. You can have the most talented player in the world, but even he won't consistently win you games. But now they've forced up. There is an opportunity here for Variance to steal this round away, but 4-pack really needed that one, but it'll be Black Poison drawing the first blood. Variance Gaming, their investments, it might not pay off.
One thing to note as well, I think 4-pack is either on a tryout or a stand-in, unclear at this point. They were playing with a different fifth last night, so they're going to be testing the waters with a couple different players here as they look to find a new fifth for the squad. So that's something to keep an eye on in terms of chemistry. It might be joining the roster permanently. Spammer with a nice frag, and KMZ found one of his own. So now this gets messy. Nice flank out from Nesco, finds the timing, and with the CZ just bludgeons players down the ramp. Rifle picked up as well. Now it's all Black Poison with 6 HP to just try and find some damage. He will kill KMZ, so a little bit of space, but you cannot imagine he has much hope of taking this round.
Yeah, especially now with 6 HP. No way.
He does have a Zeus, though. That's a good talent.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to make all the difference, Roy.
Exactly.
All the difference.
It's a prayer to the gods, the Greek gods themselves. Bless him with the power of headshots and not being hit by any of the bullets that Variance Gaming will be throwing at you. Oh, I think he just got spotted. Yeah, he just got spotted. Look at them. They're flocking. They're flocking, Mike.
The problem is, even with the power of headshots, he had a Khalil. I mean, oof. That's tough. That is tough. Variance Gaming steal away around with the force buy that they desperately needed. And that's maybe going to send a little bit of a stick in the spokes of ATK, who are now going to force buy themselves. Okay.
Yeah, they have no choice,
no
right?
Patience here. We're straight into the madness.
Yeah,
Yeah, the money was terrible. They'd have to double eco, so
exactly. Exactly. Now, Variance Gaming, this actually might have been the savior round. This could be the turning point of this matchup right here. They're on CT side. They can get their economy set in stone. As long as they secure this round, they have themselves a free round in the next round. And hopefully their money can stabilize. But it's going to be aggressive Ivy control coming out right now. Sonic looking to go fast, but not nearly fast enough for Neska's bullets.
Now it's just a couple Deagles trying to build a little bit of space, and there's potential for these long-range shots, but the damage coming in is going to make it even more difficult. Domster now on 1. At least the scouts retrieved. JT going to link up with the bomb carrier, or is the bomb carrier rather going to link up with Fady. They're going to get ready to move on towards site. There's a spot, so there's potential to rip some of these heads off, but they're just not quite landing the shots. Finally, a kill comes through, but this is looking like it's going to get relatively clean for Variance. Player stuck at the E-box can just be nailed through it, and it's all on JT, stuck into T-Con with the scout, trying to backpedal, trying to run. He's likely going to be chased down in just a moment. Variance showing patience here, though.
Yeah, I think they're starting to understand that their economy here is probably worth more than this scout in JT's hands, right? Like, what's he going to do? Save this scout? He's not going to do that. No way. Well, let's just wait for him. Let's not lose a single weapon. If they keep 4 alive here and then 5 alive in the next round, their economy gets stabilized very, very early in the CT half. So I think this is really smart from Variance. I like the discipline.
So, maybe opportunity here, but as he rounds out, 4-Pack's got the blindside angle. Easy peasy, a lemon squeezy. They will take through the round. 6-12. Still a long road to get back into it, but keeping players alive, keeping them healthy, building that CT side economy, laying the strong foundation for the rest of the half so they can have ops, so they can have utility when the gun rounds roll around. Variance Gaming, they're started on the right path to bring this game back, Roy.
Absolutely. Now ATK, they're going to go for the South African train here, straight into the B-bomb site. Spammer, though, with a grenade. Oh, wait. That Mount Mine is going to come in way too late. Oh, he misplayed that. They actually might have an opportunity. Well, they'll definitely get the bomb plan. That's for sure. But let's see how far up they get here on the outer courtyard.
That's massive. That's massive. And Black Poison's already worked his way into towards siege, so that's a potential flank. He has a Zeus, and so much damage is coming through here. This is chaos. Black Poison, is he going to find the timing here? Fang could be vulnerable. Oh, he's swinging. Does he hear Fang
Zeus
running past? There he's going to be. He's going to have no idea that this is happening. Go for the Zeus. Go for the Zeus, my man. He finds it. There's the kill as well. Maybe took a little bit too much time on it, but now Neska is low, and he'll hop down, put himself on 2 HP. Has to get onto that defuse shortly, and Black Poison is just toying with him. One bullet, all it will take, and there's the spot as well. So Black Poison knows where he's coming from, and he's happy to die to the bomb to claim this round, which is exactly what he'll do. Neska gets away, saves an AUG, but this is... I mean, they bought a Zeus, a single Zeus, and that was their only investment of this round, I think.
Tell it like it is, Mike. Tell it like it is. That was a massive drop-off. That's a huge mistake there from Variance. I have to say, Spammer misplayed that horribly. Just allowed them so much space there. I mean, they for sure knew the economy. And he hurt the Stampede. Why even bother to throw a proper nade? Just get that Molotov off. Kill them on the entry point. Kill them on the choke point. Don't give them full control of the B site. That was the savior round. That was their opportunity to make this game into something different. But now it's ATK back on track. No pun intended.
The other thing is that's the greatest round ATK could have ever had for their mentality, right? They're laughing their asses off in comms right now. That's a big pick, though, to find to open this up to make this a little bit more viable. Neska with a big find. JT is looking to bring it back to the there's a player above him, and he'll realize just a moment too late. Fortunately, his teammates are doing the work. They're trading effectively, and it's just going to be Neska and Spammer to find more. That nade may clean out Neska. It will indeed. It's all on Spammer in a 1v2. But this is viable. He finds the first, but not the shot. Domster cleans it up. Now 14-6. The force buy not paying out for Variance, and ATK should have the red carpet rolled out for them to close out this game.
Yeah, this is GG. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. Variance, man. They had that opportunity. They had it in their hands, Mike. They had it in their hands, and they dropped it. They dropped the ball.
I'm still giggling that in a 2v2 with a potential clutch, Black Poison committed to the Zeus. And now they're going to be committing to the shots, just nailing them all to the board. It's Spammer, who's all that's left. This was looking like a hopeless round to begin with, but now it is just looking, I mean, depressing. Spammer, no armor, US.
Yeah, one, there's no way he's going to win this, so I'm just going to go ahead and... Okay, maybe I thought that he could get a weapon, but yeah, I mean... I can see like the loading symbol going on in Black Poison's brain. He's like, oh, he took out his knife. He's like, do I knife him? No, I should probably just Zeus him. And it's like, dude, like decide on something.
It was like, block. No, wait, his back's turned to me. I can do this, guys. I wonder if his teammates were like, go for the Zeus, or they're like, you idiot, just kill him. What are you doing?
Yeah, they're probably laughing too. That's awesome. I like that. Let's get that clip out on our content. Regardless, it's going to be ATK going towards the outer courtyard quickly and aggressively, all bunched up together with those Molotovs and flashbangs raining in from above, and it is cleaned up by ATK. Spammer, the B anchor, obviously they know this information, so they're absolutely ready for it. And you can see JT just spamming that smoke, and there it is. A dominant performance here from ATK.
That's like the nightmare situation as a B anchor. You're just like, all right, it's the last round. Everyone's dead. I have to rotate into a full bomb site. Let's try this, boys. See how this...
Yeah. As soon as you turn the corner, you just get sprayed down through a smoke.
Annihilated without even seeing them. They're just playing the angle game. There were some glimmers of hope there for Variance. They had some good rounds. I mean, we were thinking they were going to mount that comeback, and then just the absolute chaos drop into the Glocks and Zeus. I mean, you just can't do that against the caliber team that is ATK. But good to see the ATK boys certainly haven't lost their form headed home, now back in the US and
for sure
ready to frag, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's always like a bonding experience, right? When you go traveling together with a team, you kind of like go to places, you qualify for events. It kind of like builds that chemistry between all of them, right? And it seems like that chemistry is kind of like carrying them to higher levels. And I think soon, before we even all realize it, I think ATK will definitely be a top contending team. But that concludes the first match for us, guys. Now, the second match coming up is going to be New Identity versus High Octane. That's coming up in about 15 minutes. What time is it? 8:45? Yeah, in about 15 minutes or so. So if you're in here right now, please do follow our socials. That is Winners League's Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, as well as my own and Mikey's down below here. That is our @ on Twitter. Please do follow us. We're looking to grow. And Winners League's also looking for your help as we all look to flourish and develop into something beautiful. Well, we will be back in about 15 minutes, and I will see you shortly.